Heroes, you are our last hope, saviors of this world. I know you can do it, as long as you stay... Oh. They're already f***ing gone! SideQuest!
Welcome back to SideQuest, everybody. We are back again this week, and we have an idea. We have the formation of an idea. We also have another guest, one you've seen before. Cypher, how's it going, man?
Ahoy, Malloy. It's going real well. It's good to be here with all you guys.
Yeah. And we've started to do things, Cypher, where we're actually going to try and introduce ourselves at the start of our podcast, which we have been consistently forgetting.
I listened to the last episode. Yeah, I did. I heard that.
That did not go well.
Yeah, see, how you doing, man?
How
you been this week?
You had to call me next. I was sold out.
Yeah, we could hear the lighter clicking to try to light the blunt.
Hey, I was about to. My finger is currently burnt and cut from sparking my lighter too much.
I got it.
All right, well, C's facing some issues. All right, Jekyll, you take it away. I'm sure you've got something to say.
Oh, I'm doing just dandy, at work again. And today's been a beautiful day, but I'm really glad we don't do face cams because I had this spot on my face and I messed with it. Now my whole entire cheek is bruised, and I'm so glad I'm not on camera because it looks like a really giant birthmark.
Oh, that or you've been part of a domestic.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks like you've been dating Ike Turner.
Yo,
Nah.
Jekyll, by the way, you been streaming much lately?
I have not. It's been kind of crazy, and give me a second.
Okay.
Nickel, when you come back, answer this question. If you didn't disappear from the mic, have you ever fallen asleep on stream? That's the true testament of a streamer. At least when you get a little older, because I've fallen asleep on a couple streams of mine lately.
All right, guys, thank you all for coming.
Dude, I've fallen asleep while recording once or twice. Just like finish a video, hit the pause button, and just pass the fuck out at my desk.
Shit, I'm notorious for it.
Yeah, I think Saturn's fallen asleep during this podcast a couple of times.
I have as well. I take what I call stoner naps. I just be so high, I just have to take little power naps, aka I get so high, I have to fuck out for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, Saturn, how's your week been, man?
I am somehow still alive.
Yeah.
I once committed mass murder and arson on a scale that would make, the Unabomber and the Zodiac Killer look like fucking rookies.
Yeah.
But
let's see.
we here.
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Has anything significant happened since we recorded the podcast last for me? Well, I got a new car because 2 weeks ago I got hit by a car. Then
Jesus.
I started college, wrote 2 papers, planted 440 flowers today, and worked full time. So yeah, my life, I'm dragging. So
yeah, be prepared to fall asleep. Be prepared to fall asleep.
Oh yeah. Hey, we had the we actually kind of missed.
This is the forever stream.
Come out of nowhere.
Yeah, we're gonna start our subathon right now. We're just gonna keep going until we all pass the fuck out. No,
I'm down.
We don't stream this shit. We need to start streaming this shit, but
We do. It'll be fun.
I've recommended that.
yeah, we're going to, but I just need to get that set up. I literally have a streaming button right here in front of me. I just don't have it connected to a SideQuest Twitch yet.
Could be like that.
Yep.
Also, I guess in news, a bit history-wise, Cypher, you probably covered it. The Xbox Game Showcase just came out a couple days ago.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Anything good?
Let's kind of looking at the list a bit here. It looks like talk Ninja Gaiden 4, Super Meat Boy 3D.
Oh,
The Outer
Meat
Worlds
Boy,
2.
dude.
I thought Outer Worlds flopped.
Dude.
Well, see, people didn't like it because they said it was quirky and silly, but it is the sequel. They said it's going to be a little bit more darker. That's what they said.
Super Meat Boy.
Okay.
God
Oh!
damn.
High on Life 2. Got a trailer.
Thank you for mentioning High on Life 2. I love the first one.
Dude, I'm actually about
shit,
to
they're
be
bringing up
starting.
Ash.
Yo,
Is this
I'm about
a-
to be starting a series on High on Life because I
What
don't know.
timing?
I don't know what's going on with it, but PlayStation has it for free right now. So I'm about to be starting a series here in the next week or
Oh
two.
shit!
Yeah.
It does.
Couple more things he's got to mention.
Oh,
Come on,
shit,
I'm waiting for you to
I
mention
didn't
them.
find
Oh, wait, let me look at this list.
There's a certain handheld.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, the Switch.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no, not the Switch. No. I don't know how you guys feel about
Oh, the
Nintendo here, but no,
fucking
not the Switch.
Yo, one thing about the Switch too that I found so entertaining. Have you guys
is that they're
heard?
committing robbery.
No. Have you guys heard about that one GameStop?
That staples
No.
the boxes.
Yeah, that stapled the
Oh, yeah, I heard
boxes
about
and put a bunch of staples through the screens of this shit.
What?
Okay,
Thank
so
you for
This is the
pre-ordering.
first time hearing it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
yeah, so there was a
No.
GameStop that got into Switch 2s, and it was a really hot day or something, so the tape wasn't sticking, so they couldn't put the receipts on the Switch 2s for people who pre-ordered them. So they stapled the fucking receipts to the boxes, but because Nintendo are idiots, they packaged the Switch 2 with the screen facing out inside the box.
Oh my.
But still, why would the stupid motherfuckers staple the goddamn box? Goddamn
No idea.
ignorant
Not a clue.
fucks.
I'm
If
gonna
it-
here's the worst part.
defend GameStop this one and only time to say GameStop's cheap as fuck. So that's why
that's fair.
they don't pay their
And
employees
my nigga,
enough to
pull
use
out
good
some
reasoning.
duct tape. Pull out some
Dude.
goddamn duct
There's
tape.
a
That
mir-
shit works on
Yeah,
everything.
there's a miracle substance called Scotch sticky tape.
Yeah, I don't know.
See,
But-
They put
I
slap on that
just want
song,
to
man.
love to imagine that instead of trying to staple it on the corner like most normal people would, I want
Center
to
the
say
box.
that they're
Dude,
stapling it like dead
it is the center box. It was the center box.
They set it down on the counter, then they set the receipt on top of the box, and then you just like
Just so
take,
laminate.
yeah, no,
Dude,
they
no,
take
that's-
they take the stapler, open it up to where you can like have to slam it where it's like flat, and you start wielding like nunchucks,
Dude,
and then just
that's-
fucking what?
We're going to step it up. We're going to put a nail in the center of the box, and we're just going to hammer it as hard as we
Alright,
can.
We're gonna nail it like JC. Let's do it.
we had a good segue into the topic maybe 5 minutes ago, but we've kind of moved away from that already. But I'm gonna bring it back to the topic. The topic is one proposed by one Mr. Jekyll the Joker tonight, of inspiration. Who we have seen or why we do content. So Jekyll, you proposed this topic. Why don't you start us off? What inspired you to start streaming and or join this clusterfuck of a podcast?
So here's the thing. I even did extra homework on this because I came up with the idea. I really just sat and thought, what made me want to try streaming? What made me want to try doing like YouTube content, stuff like that? Because you see a lot of these people that you grew up with doing these things, and that gives you a little bit of inspiration. And then those moments where you see two channels you love and they actually get to meet and they start talking about how they got into it. It really started to make me wonder, like, why am I driven to do this? Why does this seem so fun? And like, who put it in my head that it would be a good time and that expressing this side is a type of I wouldn't say therapeutic, but it's just kind of spreading joy in a way. I mean, YouTube can also be a place to spread a lot of nonsense and a lot
it's definitely a good place to spread some toxicity or random bullshit, but
exactly. But like, I don't know. I even went back and I watched like one of the first YouTubers I ever watched, and I'm surprised he's still doing stuff today. It's the gaming lemon. Like
Gaming lemon.
I was watching PewDiePie, and then I went into the gaming lemon as a kid, and that's what got me into a lot of the gameplay of like GTA and stuff and other games. But then it evolved to Jack and Mark, and of course you gotta give those guys praise because they were like they brought the whole entertainment
Well, like,
and like
if we're
the spotlight.
talking about gaming content, the like, at least in my mind, the three that were like the biggest in gaming content were PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Markiplier. At least when I was growing up.
On Brofist, man.
Galar.
Yeah, well, it took me a while to, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to warm up to Mark. When I first started watching his videos, he was very loud, and I was not very
Dude, he's always been loud. But I will say, I was also not a Mark fan in the beginning.
Oh yeah, no.
And I've never really been a PewDiePie fan. I will say that openly.
I'll go into detail on this a bit further in a second. But Jackal, I just wanted to say, your first like venture into content creation was Portal with me, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the first YouTube or streaming thing you did.
I mean, you could barely hear me in that video, but yeah, no, it was my first ever one. Like, I said, screw it. You were recording, and I was like, you know what? I'll set in on this. And
dude, it's baffling to me that was only a year ago, because that was me in the living room on a shitty like denim couch, and the two of us sharing a Blue Yeti microphone.
It would sound like a couch girl rehearsal.
Dude, it sounds so bad. Also, at the time, I was using Streamlabs and not OBS, so my recording quality was awful, and my editing quality was even worse. I'm not gonna say my recording quality or my editing quality is. Well, I'll say my recording quality is a lot better now, but my editing quality still fucking sucks.
That's the lure to dog shit.
I'm getting better though. I am progressing with that. But
it's a learning process.
Yeah. Cypher, what got you into this? Because I do want to talk to you guys, but like let's give our guests a spotlight for a minute.
I would talk to the normal ones, but fuck you. I have to deal with you weekly anyways. So
yeah, exactly. I'm stuck with you, motherfuckers.
Sure. My inspiration list is probably less gaming, more, just people talking and making skits. It's like a mile long. So I would say I started off by thinking about this, and I thought about College Humor. They were pretty popular in the 2010s. You guys know about that. Okay, good.
No, I still watch Game Changers or Game Changers is the biggest one I drop, and like Dimension 20 and that kind of shit.
Yeah, and they had
years, but I used
yeah, it's been years for me as well. What's the guy? The Adam Ruins Everything. Like that's before he left. He went to make his own thing now.
Isn't that
oh my god!
I thought that was like a full ass TV show.
It is now, or was. I think it got canceled at this point. But yeah, that's why I said College Humor for me was way early back in the 2010s, where YouTube was still doing. Yeah, they were still doing like auto-tune the news. Remember that shit? Like way back in the day, like that kind of stuff. So I'm from a different era, so it wasn't much of gaming content. It was like it was like hilarious stuff. So like bits like Jake in the Mirror.
Back in the College Humor days, I think one of my biggest inspirations that I've mentioned a few times on this podcast, that I was inspired by these guys, despite how they kind of fell apart. Going alongside College Humor for a long time was Rooster Teeth and like Achievement Hunter. And
I remember those. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of that. Besides, is Rooster Teeth Red versus Blue with the Halo stuff?
Yes, it is. Red versus Blue.
Okay,
Ruby, I've been rewatching those recently.
I didn't watch Ruby. I seen Death Battle. I loved Death Battle.
Yeah, I think Rooster Teeth also. They made a couple of games. Like I think they had a hand in making Bendy.
Okay.
I think so. I think had a bit of a hand in Bendy. They also made a Ruby game. They made a couple Ruby games, I believe.
They made a couple Ruby games. I'm pretty sure they did make Bendy and the Ink Machine. Let me just do some basic fucking research that I should have done before I opened my mouth.
Yeah,
I'll finish while you do your Googles. I'll filibuster for
were
you.
speaking.
So I also used to watch or listen to the DJ Academics. You guys may know about him. He's more in the hip hop space.
I recognize that name.
Yeah, he's probably like a clown to you guys now, but early on he was kind of talking about hip hop news, and I was like, okay, I can do that, but put my own spin on it because I like hip hop, but I'm more into gaming. So I did like his thing, but in my own niche, really. So I talked about video game news in that same, commentary way, energetic way, like, what's up, guys? It's your boy D-Cypher, and check it out. And that's kind of what DJ Academics did. So he was a big impact. I didn't really, and still don't to this day, show my face. Maybe in a couple early videos, if you go digging, you'll see my face, but I don't show my face. That's kind of an inspiration from the rap group or the rock group Gorillaz. I think they're more of a hip hop group.
Gorillaz are fucking awesome. They're kind of like an alternative.
Okay, alternative. Thank you. I couldn't figure out what genre to put them in.
Gorillaz is my favorite band that doesn't exist.
Yeah, they're fucking
Gorillaz, and I would say also some MF Doom, because my friends, when I do a podcast with them, they're like, "Oh, you got to show your face," and I'm like, "Well, if I show my face, I'm gonna put a mask on." Like that's just kind of I'm weird like that.
That was my plan originally, but I gave up on that and just thought it was too much of a pain in the ass. So now I just show my face.
Yeah, see, I started off on somebody else's stream with my face being showed. Yeah. So like it was too late before I even started doing it.
I like the mystery of it where people are trying to figure out who are you. Like gives you. I'm a big comic book nerd too, so like comic historian.
Dude, yeah.
What's the guy with Aries Quinones? I forgot the name of his channel, but
I don't know.
Yeah, he talks about comics too. Yeah.
See, I'm doing the same thing with the whole mask thing, and my biggest fear right now is like what happened to Dream and Corpse, and I'm
Corpse
really
shown
nervous.
His face, has he?
No, but there were people who tried leaking supposed photos, and he just went off. He didn't do any more recordings.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Oh, see, no, that's fine because some of my face got shown in my earlier videos. So one time I had this friend who made like a roast of D-Cypher, and he took one of my earlier videos, but he grabbed the wrong person. So he used someone else that was in that video and thought it was me and was roasting the wrong person.
Oh,
so I thought that was hilarious.
No.
So
your friend just catching a stray for no reason.
Yeah, it was funny. But as far as like, my commentary style, it's definitely a mixture of, DJ Academics mixed with, you guys heard of Mr. Sunday Movies? They still make content, so you should have heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a podcast talking about movies, TVs. I love stuff like that.
Skit people, first people that came to mind for childhood skits was Smosh.
Oh.
I know of them. I didn't watch a lot of them, but I do know of them.
See, I watched a lot of Team 4 Star.
Oh, mother... Okay, so funny thing about Team 4 Star, Satin, do you remember a while ago we attempted to make a reaction video one time?
Yeah, we attempted to make a reaction video for it's Team 4 Stars
we did Hellsing Abridged, and I still want to try that again. Because
hopefully we can set it up correctly this time.
Yeah, because dude, that was my old setup, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was the most.
So what happened? Yeah, what happened?
So what ended up happening is I was not doing very well about the screen recording. So basically, what the setup was when we tried to make that video was I was doing a partial screen record of the Discord call, and I was playing the video from YouTube in the Discord.
It was jank.
It was jank. The pixels were horrible. Just so much went wrong. Also, for some reason, Satin your voice was just totally fucking screwed in that video for some reason. We tried for like an hour and a half and got like 5 minutes of the fucking show done.
Are you sure it wasn't just Satin's natural voice?
No, it was like recording quality. Like he was so quiet.
If he would have taken the robot dick out of his mouth.
Yeah. But honestly, next time we try that try that recording. We should probably
all
like
need to get,
we gotta record it. I'll just record the video straight up without us in it, and then we can kind of script some responses because like if we're gonna make a reaction video, we gotta have reactions, but we also gotta like think about what fucking jokes to make.
I would say we
That's
do,
the trickiest part between streaming versus recording, because when you're streaming, you got to be off the cuff.
Yeah.
When you're recording, you can pause it, think
Yeah.
about it. So I get you.
No,
I get where you're coming from.
I do raw recording, so I basically just start a game, talk shit throughout the game, post it. I don't do like scripted responses, but when we do the reaction stuff or some of these other series that we have planned, I do want to do some more like scripted stuff. But we gotta work that out a little bit more.
Well, speaking of gaming, as far as inspiration goes with gaming, obviously IGN. You can even say you guys remember this is a television show, not a YouTube thing. X-Play, you guys remember that? That might be too old. You guys remember that? From G4 TV? Remember that shit?
My nigga, how young do you think we is?
I believe you guys are all in your 20s. I'm in my 30s, so that puts it at about a.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
I may be in my 20s, but I grew up off of old shit. Literally, my favorite TV show is Alf.
I like Kinda Funny. I don't watch them currently, but I like when they first started out because they were separating. Yeah, they were separating from IGN. Game Ranks. I don't watch them. Like I don't really watch a lot of content because I'm too busy trying to make my own and just adulting stuff. But Game Ranks, you could say to me they're more like a goalpost. I want to get to that level. Austin Evans, that's more of a tech YouTuber, but he did some gaming stuff, and Splattercat Gaming. Those are the last of people I can name.
I have a bone.
Sadden, you technically you are a content creator because I dragged you here. So
a non-consensual content creator. I love it.
Yeah, dude. I started this podcast and
I was held at gunpoint.
I started this podcast, and when I started this podcast, I had there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted Satin and C here. They were like two of the first that I invited, along with Bingus, but Bingus is taking some time off right now. But like, now that you're in this life, Satin, what creators are you like? What's your goalpost? What's your like golden standard?
Hey, goalpost. There we go.
You're getting paid?
What? You're getting paid would be nice. Yeah, I'm working on that too.
Getting paid would be nice.
We're gonna get there.
It's how. Okay, I didn't hear getting paid. I heard getting pegged. I'm like, damn, why you gotta tell us? I don't think anybody needs to hear that.
Straight past the money to the honeys.
I'm
like,
so
you know what?
low.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, but seriously, like, what creators inspire you to like try and work on this?
Honestly, it's just a wide variety of things. Just because like ideas, like honestly, like because there's so many things we could do with SideQuest.
Yeah. Because I will say, you, Satin, I think you, of the members here, you're probably the most aware of SideQuest. Because I get bogged down with doing like my Knoll stuff so often. I hear about the updates about how our videos are doing from you, so I would say you have the most focus on this of anyone here.
I literally have two like tabs for YouTube like on my computer all the time. One of them is just strictly for like SideQuest, and I just keep that on SideQuest so I can just go back and look at our stuff.
Yeah.
Which we're not doing too bad, honestly.
Yeah, no, we're
Holy
doing like...
fuck, we jumped up subscribers. I missed that. Okay.
What?
Continuing on.
How many?
What did we do?
We're at 31 now.
Yeah!
We got one.
I fucking missed that. By the way, also, the Ranting and Raving video was video number 69. Nice!
Nice!
Of course it was.
God, I love this joke.
Yeah, but just like... Do you have any, like, favorite content creators that you want to, like, emulate a bit or take inspiration from?
I mean, inspiration from absolutely. There's I believe their name is Razzle, and they do like drunkenly watch movies.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah, no. I watched Razzle, dude. Their B movie one is fantastic.
Oh, I
Like,
remember you trying to get me to watch that.
Like, what are these? What are these? We need to do like a watching movies while
Oh, dude.
drinking or something.
You know what?
Or just look
I-
up, or like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 sort of thing with
Yeah.
shitty movies.
Hey,
Give me a cookie
Dude.
rum and let's sit there and watch a
let's
movie
get
and make fun of it.
yeah, let's like watch some like terrible fucking movies. Let's watch like Delgo or some shit. Do you guys remember
Tremors.
Delgo?
What is that?
Delgo
What is
was
that?
this animated movie from when I was a kid, and like it's some weird fairies versus lizards bullshit, and it's just animated horribly.
Sounds like Warhammer.
No, it got so much hype too, and they had so many trailers that they invested in, but that whole entire movie was trash.
Yeah, dude.
I have
like,
never heard of that shit.
Just look it up. Look
go-
up
Dude,
Delgo. It is the weirdest movie.
We go through the. And yes, I did say that right because I found out after watching the first. There is a trilogy for Birdemic.
Oh,
It
real
makes
quick,
ants
be-
look
real
like
quick before I
actually-
look up, Delgo, to backtrack real quick on the Benny the Ink Machine thing.
Yeah.
No, Rooster Teeth did not make it, but they did
Yeah,
publish it on
they
a
did
couple of the
They
platforms.
did the ports, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was made by somebody else who originally posted it on Steam, and then Rooster Teeth bought it and moved it all over to the consoles.
Oh
Thank you, Rooster
god.
Teeth, 'cause I
Whatever
played
this Delgo
on Xbox, so.
is looks horrible.
Yeah, it looks fucking terrible. It looks like a fucking PS2 cutscene, and that's how the entire
Oh my
movie
gosh,
looks.
wait.
Hey,
What
don't
if
you
we
dare
watch-
insult PS2 like that. Fuck you.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
not
I still play
insulting
my
P-
PlayStation 2.
I also play PS2, but whatever, man.
Guys, what if we watch the gay Pinocchio movie?
The what?
There
The
is,
what?
Okay.
The
No, hold
gay
on. No, I was
Pinocchio
gonna
movie.
continue, but no, we need to.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Have you guys not seen that trailer?
No.
What in God's green earth are you looking up on like Pornhub and browsers?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Okay, I'll explain it real
You do
quick.
not need to know part of your free time. Like, what the fuck?
So, it's a movie that wasn't made in America, but it
That makes
had
more
a
sense.
very
Naturally.
distinguished
Yeah.
dub. And if you know that really whiny sounding that one character from The Mask 2,
I've
the
never
main
watched
character
The Mask
then?
2.
don't
watch the film.
do
Uh-huh.
yourself a favor, don't watch it.
Uh-huh.
But that
Pilot-
character
pilot
voices
worship.
Pinocchio, and if you've seen the trailer, it is the most like 80s flamboyant gay voice that he gives Pinocchio, and he goes like, "Father, I want to go out on my own."
Oh,
That's
no.
legitimately how.
Oh
it
my
sounds.
god!
And I'm telling you, when I found out what the movie was actually about, it is so fucking bizarre. It is
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you said
acid trip.
that. I'm so glad you said the fucking Pinocchio was saying that voice, but said father, because I think I'd be more concerned that he was starting to say daddy.
Oh, no.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
All
I
right.
want to sit down and
Because it'd be
watch
like
that
it'd
with
be like
you
the
guys
daddy
drunk.
chill meme, like at that
Yo,
point.
Daddy chill.
C, get us out of here.
What
Get
the
us out
hell
of
is
here.
there?
Tell us about your inspiration, C. Talk, man.
Well, first I would say the first gaming shit I technically ever watched on YouTube was Dumb and Dumber
Dumb and
playing
Dumber?
Minecraft.
Okay, I don't know that.
I do.
I don't know if they still make shit or not. It's been so long since
Yeah.
I've even tried to find any of their shit again. And then what really got me into like wanting to do, like actually do this shit, is when I got a chance to be in a live stream campaign with one of my favorite creators, the Little Red Dot.
Okay.
I think the first one I did for her on her stream was a game called Capers,
Okay.
which was like 1920s but with superpowers. Like during the whole
Oh, dude, that sounds dope.
prohibition, and instead of rolling dice, we used cards. It uses cards.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
and I got to be a chaotic asshole. And as soon as the party left me alone with our prisoner, I screamed in his head with my sonic boom and blew his brains apart.
Damn.
All right, all right.
It's like hearing my ex talk.
Stop telling us about your left hand.
All
We don't
right.
need to hear about that relationship.
No, I've other bitches.
You know,
My girlfriend left. You mean she left you? No, my left hand, dumbass.
what, you talking about Midori days again?
Oh,
My,
dude, it's
my girlfriend left. She left you? No, I fucking shot her.
She's in a bag
All
with the
right, all right.
daisies.
Well,
No, not planting the daisies. She's
No.
sleeping with the daisies.
And fertilizing them.
I'll take this opportunity talk about some of my inspirations for this shit. As I don't know, I started YouTube probably, well, first off, I started streaming, and if I had to give an immediate fucking inspiration first when I got started, I'd have to say it was probably Bunny, because she just fucking taught me to stream, and by the end of the night, I was streaming Monster Prom playing with Bunny Boobs, who's been on this podcast once. So
They need to come back.
yeah, we need to we'll get her back here soon.
Hold them at gunpoint.
Yeah, dude.
the one from the dating
No, she was-
advice one.
No, that was Toaster. The Boobs, her Bunny. God damn it, Bunny was here for the League of Legends Smasher Pass.
Oh,
You weren't on the podcast at that point, Jekyll.
I wish I was like
Yeah.
Arcane Smasher Pass. Let's
Nope,
go, baby.
It was not.
My nigga,
It
they
was
they
not-
passed
it was-
Jigs.
It was not League. It was not Arcane Smasher Pass. It was League Smasher Pass. Very different. Anyway,
That ain't fair.
He said yes to a slime being.
I have no idea what the
Who
fuck
wouldn't?
was going on at that point.
Hated.
But anyway,
Yeah.
but like my more overarching inspirations, obviously, I think pretty much everyone who's ever watched this podcast will have been able to realize that in my design of this podcast, I was pretty inspired by Distractable. But it's just, I don't know, it just kind of made it apparent to me that YouTubers and like content creators can expand off of YouTube and do other things, which is why I started this podcast, because at the time I started YouTube when I was like, I started YouTube at like one of my lower points, cause I don't know, just fucking everything was shit at the moment. So I just started something to like kick myself in the ass to restart. But I don't know, I'd have to say some of my biggest influences, definitely Mark. Because like I was saying earlier, I was not a Markiplier guy growing up. I was absolutely in the Jacksepticeye camp up until like maybe 2017. I was deep on that side. I watched Mark when he came on with Jack. That was the extent of my... No, wait. Ah, shit. I'm about to fucking... I just got hit with, like, one of the most embarrassing fucking stories. Yeah, alright. Well, I'm gonna tell a story real quick, because I just remembered that's not true. There was a period of time, maybe in 2015, where I was big into Markiplier.
Honey Pop.
Nope, that's not what... Dude, I wish Honey Pop was the answer here. That would be so much less embarrassing.
Oh, no.
What happened that got me into Markiplier was I was but a wee freshman in high school. I was awkward. I was I was just a nerdy, uncoordinated weirdo. But there was a girl.
As there always is.
Yes, as there always is, there was a girl who sat next to me and didn't seem to hate my existence. So, god damn it, I was into her.
Yeah. Guys are easy.
Guys are easy and dumb. But, I don't know, at some point during my freshman year of high school, this girl, what name should we give her? I don't know. Fucking, we'll call her Wall. I don't know. That was the first thing I saw. Yeah, we'll call
Her
her.
last name can be Russ. Wall Russ.
Yeah, whatever. So Wall Russ, my love interest in this story.
Oh god. Hope her walls weren't rusty.
Yeah, I don't know. I never found out because, like I mentioned, I was a loser and I went O for high school. Anyway, so one day we were just hanging out, I think in like a biology class or something. And she's on her phone, like under the desk, just not paying attention to class. And I look over and she's watching a Markiplier video. And at this point, I knew who Markiplier was because he was in Jack's videos. So, fucking just, I look over, see it, and just like, oh, is that Mark? And she's like, yeah, I love this guy. And I'm like, oh, me too. Not knowing a fucking thing about Markiplier at this point. So then, for the next 2 years, I watched every Markiplier video that came out because it became the cringiest and stupidest game. It was basically a quiz game that me and this girl played with each other whenever we would see each other in the hallway, of just random fucking Markiplier trivia. So, yeah, that was a thing. Also, never really panned out. That didn't really go anywhere. So
Why didn't it go anywhere? You didn't,
because I was a bitch and never asked her out.
Yeah, okay.
See, you know what? At times like this, it makes me think very much about a horrible movie with a good quote, and it's The Lorax. You see, when a guy does something dumb the first time, it's just because he's a guy. But if he does something dumb twice, it's usually because of a girl.
Yep.
And I firmly believe that in nature, that if we didn't have girls that we were interested in, guys would live a very simplistic life.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't do fucking.
We'd also probably live longer lives. Let's be
We
real here.
wouldn't do anything. But anyway, so yeah, so that kind of sparked me watching Markiplier, and even after I stopped talking to this girl, I kept watching him because just. I don't know. He seemed.
He already had his hooks in. Yeah, he already had his hooks in.
Stockholm syndrome, motherfucker.
Yeah, but no. So at first, yeah, I was watching this screaming gamer to try and impress a girl because I thought that would fucking work. Didn't. Obviously. But then I kept watching, and he kept making new content and different things, and like just. So much about what Mark did felt inspiring, and then I was listening to Distractable, and then I was looking more around YouTube, and I think actually the first YouTubers I actually watched were Stampy and Squid. If anybody fucking knows who they are.
You got me right now. I don't know.
Nope.
Stampy Longhead and I Ballistic Squid. Old school Minecraft Let's Players from like 2012. Don't even know if they still exist anymore. I don't think so. But that was what got me into YouTube. And I quickly moved past that onto Jacksepticeye because I think I had just bought Skate 3 and I was looking up a tutorial of how to do a couple of tricks. Never found that fucking tutorial, but I found Jack's Skate 3 series, so that helped none. Still can't fucking play that game. Still suck at it. But yeah, then I got big into anime. So I started watching The Anime Man or Sea Dog VA or Lost Paws, shit like that. And they had a podcast, so I started listening to them. And I remember one episode of The Anime Man and Sea Dog VA's podcast, which is called Trash Taste. They said something that I still feel like just resonated with me a lot. Because I was listening to this working my shitty ass job, bending metal all day in like 90-degree heat. And I just hear the voice of a YouTuber I admired quite a lot just say, yeah, if you can make it a year on YouTube, you can make it. And just like, oh, shit. These people that are making this stuff, they're just regular guys. Like, they're regular guys who had a computer. I'm a guy. I have a computer. Let's do this shit. I had nothing to lose, and it's just been really rewarding since then. And then I just keep, yeah, and I keep seeing new stuff. Like, Markiplier made Edge of Sleep, and he's about to come out with Iron Lung at the fucking some point. But just so much more and more keeps coming out of people who started on YouTube breaking into like higher and like more established routes of entertainment. And I don't know. It just seems like a very fun and easily accessible path if you just go for it. So that's how I ended up here.
Yeah, you got YouTubers that have gone to star in movies, YouTubers that have directed movies. There were two brothers that did YouTubers. I don't remember the names, so I can't shout them out, but they made these really fun little action videos where they were doing crazy stunts, and they ended up directing a movie 2 years ago, Let Me In, and they got a new movie coming out called Bring Her Back. So,
obviously, speaking of YouTubers that do the movie and TV show thing, there's Crypt TV have their whole like anthology horror thing on their channel, and they've managed to make TV shows on different platforms. Like they had a TV show called The Birch on Facebook Watch, but it was Facebook Watch. So
yeah,
and then they had a show on. They had a show on. I believe it's called like Peacock or one of those streaming services.
Yeah, Peacock.
And it was really fucking good. It was called like the Door in the Woods or the Girl in the, something like that. It was really fucking crazy.
Yeah. And if we're thinking about like YouTubers or content creators who have gone on to like make bigger productions or like, dude, like one you gotta mention is like Critical Role and like Vox Machina and like all of their animated series, like shit like that is just.
There's even ones with wrestling entertainment. Like there's this guy who does like voiceover commentary of like old wrestling matches and like very comical and stuff. They actually brought him into, I believe it was NXT, one of the NXT shows, and had him do commentary with the commentators.
Yeah, nice. Man. And I don't know, just I love this medium and I love YouTube and streaming just because I keep seeing people I've been following or people I had no idea who the fuck they are keep achieving these things that just seem insane to me, that people can do this, or like just a guy who I thought was just in his room with a camera did something like this. Like Sea Dog VA, one of the guys I mentioned that I respect a lot, is He's a voice actor and anime YouTuber who currently lives in Japan. One of the things he does now yearly is he gets on a bicycle and cycles all the way across Japan while streaming it for charity. This year and last year, each time he raised over $1 million for the Immune Deficiency Fund. Again, because he met a girl.
Can a brother get a
Also,
Yeah.
Seems like there's an underlining like message for this whole entire episode.
No, I don't. They aren't like romantic as far as I know, but
Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, fair. But like Dog VA met Iron Mouse a couple years ago, who is a VTuber. Also, VTubers are fucking dope, but we don't have.
aren't we VTubers right now? We're like
We are
at least
we are
2D
technically
tubers.
we are PNG tubers right now, and I plan to break into VTubing eventually. But I just
I am
don't.
technically a POS.
yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but
Can we copyright that, please?
I'll do it again.
dude, let's get that on a T-shirt. I'm not a PNG tuber. I'm a POS.
I'm a POS influencer.
Yes, but yeah. So Iron Mouse is a VTuber that pretty much fucking everybody knows who the fuck she is if you know anything about VTubers. She's like been voted the most influential VTuber of all time or some shit like 4 years in a row. But she is severely disabled, so she can't leave her room, which is why she VTubes. She can't like show herself at all. She is so immunocompromised that she can't do anything. So she met up with this Welsh guy who lives in Japan to play some video games. And since then, he's just been her best friend to the point where he will bike across a foreign country once a year to give her $1 million.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's a
To
real one.
Another influencer that like really inspired me. I actually got to see the beginning and the end of his story, which this one everyone knows because a lot of YouTubers make the joke. But like game theory and film theory,
Yes.
like watching
Matt
Matt Pat going from a guy who was recording in a closet for voiceovers and like had only a very small crew at first, now becoming an organization of multiple people that they've met all over the world. They have certain subreddits that are only dedicated to them, and then also Matt Pat being able to be in the FNAF movie, and then watching how he got to raise so much money for charity on multiple different occasions, and he retired because he has a kid now. We were there for when he had that kid, and his wife being a part of it, and then her leaving because she couldn't do the limelight with also life things, and then him finally getting to go like, I can hand it off to someone else.
Dude,
That is so inspiring to me just alone.
Yes, I agree. And the fact that he helps so many other creators behind the scenes and helps, like, he's helping bring in the new generation of a lot of the content creators as well and helping people build up their shit.
dude, there's just so much. There's so much to be like inspired by, especially like in this world of videos that we live in. And it's not all good. There's been so many YouTubers that have just fallen down a pit, like horrible drama. But every now and then you see like the ones that shine through, and you're like, I want to be like that guy.
So you take the good ones as inspiration, and you take the bad ones.
We haven't been canceled yet.
Yeah.
yeah, as long as you take the right lessons from the bad ones, you know, they can still teach.
Yep.
They just you got to take the right lesson from them.
Yeah, like
No, it was.
I mentioned I've been heavily inspired and had a lot of respect for Rooster Teeth, but I am aware that the reason, well, aside from getting bought out by Warner Brothers and then Warner Brothers just basically letting them fizzle out and die, but
yeah, thanks Warner Brothers. You fucking cockfights.
They're coming back though, but that's a different thing. But I do know that a lot of former Rooster Teeth employees came out about their production staff being horrible and corrupt and like mismanagement and harassment and all these negative things that you see from a big company.
See, I didn't know about any of that.
Yeah, and also one of their like core members got busted for grooming a child, which was awful and heartbreaking to see. But
talking about Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth. One of the Achievement Hunter guys got busted for grooming a child back in like I think 2018 or something, and
yeah,
that was just devastating. And like since that point, they weren't the same for a while, and then they just kind of fizzled out. But just it's still even with the bad, like they're an inspiration for like what I want SideQuest to become. It just hopefully without the negative things I want, but like I guess an easier and probably more positively looked upon inspiration for this kind of thing would be Dropout or College Humor, as they used to be called, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Because they ran in the same circles for a long time, and now just yeah. I don't know. You got if you've been a YouTube fan for long enough, you take some hits.
That's with anything in the entertainment industry, to be honest.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, the worst thing is to find out what your favorite celebrities are really like. Your idols are really like.
Yeah.
Meeting them in person, not at an autograph signing where you know they're going to be on their P's and Q's. I'm talking about meeting them when they're just trying to get a coffee and they don't want to be bothered.
Well, okay, hold on.
Growing up as a kid, my parents worked closely with behind the scenes of a lot of the WWE shit whenever they would come to our town, because where my parents worked at would host them. So my parents got to hang out with a lot of them behind the scenes, and not all of them are as great as they try to make themselves seem on TV. Typically, the ones that play the good guys are the biggest fucking assholes imaginable.
Well, okay, so like what you were saying, Cypher, about like meeting your heroes while they're just out and about, like getting a coffee. I understand, like it might be disappointing in that situation. But also, I just know if I was out on the street and I wasn't trying to be like who I am online, if I was just trying to be like just a regular guy for a while and somebody just rushed over to me and started talking about like my online world, I feel like I'd get annoyed because that's not who I want to be right then. So
it's all about how you're approached, for sure. Because, quick story, I used to work for GameStop, so they would fly us out every year for conference. And one day I was leaving Los Angeles, and I'm just a mess. I'm disheveled, never been there before, trying to figure my whole way out. And I run into, or I see, Greg Miller when he was leaving IG, and this was in the middle of IG, and that's why I fell in love with Kinda Funny. So I see him. My first instinct was like, you're... And I thought you were, because I'm usually seeing people that are like my height. I'm like 5'9", 5'10". I've never seen anybody 6'1". So I'm like, there's kind of athlete tall, whatever. So, and I asked him, and what's the other guy? I forgot the other younger guy he works with. I was like, do you mind if I take a picture with you? Like, because I know you're busy. We're all at the airport. We're trying to leave. And he's like, yeah, of course I'll take a picture with you. So it's all about how you approach that celebrity or that regular person, because, of course they don't want to be bothered. That's why I always was polite about it. You either do a fist bump, a hi, a nod, or ask them politely if they want to take a photo, and you do not get mad that they don't want to take a photo. But if anybody was to run up to us that were younger than us, our age or older might get a little different, but if they were younger than us, you got to be not necessarily in that character, but if they're coming to you and they're excited, then it's kind of your responsibility. Yeah, exactly. to not crush their hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And like, there's been multiple
there's a
occasions
balance
of
to
seeing
it.
good people who are like celebrities that get pushed over the edge. Like Tom Hanks, he got pushed over the edge when someone touched his wife, and he nearly clocked a photographer. I think there's a big difference in between meeting a fan and meeting an obsessor. Because
paparazzi is a problem.
Oh,
they're toxic as fuck, and I will punch a motherfucker. Like, I tell you to move, bitch, move, or the next thing is I'm swinging. So,
all right.
Hence why I want to wear a mask. Never want to be crowded.
All right. Well, if we ever get big enough that this becomes a problem, make sure that there is a security team around C so he doesn't punch anybody.
I carry knives with
You,
me.
you don't need those headlines. You don't need those headlines.
Yeah, don't stab people. It's easy enough to get a Glock.
See, you black, right? You saw what they did to Jonathan Majors. You don't want to go down that pathway.
motherfucker.
All he did was try to put his girl back in the trunk. I mean, in the car. Like, get back in the car. He didn't even do nothing. So they gonna get you.
As the technical head of this podcast, I'd just like to issue a blanket statement. Don't stab anyone!
Unless they deserve it.
He said.
Does it count if I've already done it before?
Don't stab anyone else!
He said nothing.
I will say punching someone in the nuts is kind of funny. I did it to see, and that shit was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna cut you.
Was it a punch or was it a flick? Because a flick is a lot worse. A little ball tap, pow, it stings. It's like,
nigga, I was wearing a kilt.
No.
This story already starting off bad. Were you wearing it the traditional Scottish way, nothing underneath?
Oh,
no, thank God I wasn't wearing it traditionally because I was at a wedding.
I asked the same thing. First thing I saw was a kilt. I'm like, are you wearing it properly? Or
you go ask him, is he wearing it properly? Target practice, boom.
Are you going to accidentally flash people at this wedding with your junk?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
if I would have changed at home, I probably would have been wearing it traditionally.
C didn't want to look like Snuffleupagus over there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, how all the women there just go, holy shit, does he have a third leg?
Dude,
Does he have a pet snake?
I just want to say, this wedding, all of the SideQuest guys were there. We were all there. The fucking dress code said Renaissance on it. So I picked C up to bring him to the wedding, and this motherfucker's wearing a jean jacket. So I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna be late, so I can bring him and get him some.
I didn't have shit.
He's wearing jean jacket and a kilt, and it's just like, cool. So
no, he didn't have the kilt originally.
Funny thing is, I did eventually put on the jean jacket again during the wedding. Wore the kilt, it didn't match the kilt because the colors.
Hell yeah. During that same wedding, I got attacked by a dragon and lost.
You lost horse.
There's still a scar on my nose from that shit.
I threw multiple knives at Jekyll.
I just shot an arrow at you.
Dude, that arrow's still probably in that tree. Anyway,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Any YouTubers you guys just wanna call out real quick? Just maybe not somebody who inspires
I have a couple.
you. But just somebody who will mention here at the end.
No, hey, if anyone we've also asked for like inspire us or anyone we're about to talk about, please help us.
Yeah. Just if any of the people that we have mentioned here tonight want to give us some advice or give us a shout out, we'd love that. We're tiny. Help.
I probably should ask Little Red Dot for some advice. I'm in her Discord thing. I haven't spoken to her in a while.
I'd go ask Bunny for advice, but I think at this point I have more subscribers than Bunny does, so I don't know what the hell's happening.
No way. Bunny, no, not more than Bunny. Bunny has boobs. You can't have more subscribers than him. The math just ain't mathing.
The math ain't mathing. That is, you know what? You're right.
Unless you have bigger boobs. Then...
Yeah, you
Hey,
gotta pull out the
I've got the biggest boobs.
I like Corridor Crew. You guys know about Corridor
Oh,
Crew? They do the
dude,
VFX
Corridor.
stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard of them.
So they do
Internet
visual
City.
effects, and I think there's two channels. There's Corridor Crew and there's Corridor Digital. I watched that. Whichever one is, I'm subscribed to both. Whichever one is the behind the scenes one, because I fell in love with like their group and they're all the behind the scenes shenanigans. So I was like, one day I want to do behind the scenes stuff for my
I
videos.
don't actually remember which is which.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just scrolling through my subs and I'm like, oh, there's Cracked. I haven't watched Cracked in a while. They disappeared for a little bit because they got bought out, but then they came back.
Yeah, what happened to them?
It's the same thing you guys said about Rooster Teeth. They got bought by a bigger company, and you know when companies buy things, they take on some debt, so they let a bunch of people go. So they let a lot of the people go.
I'm happy that even though Disney technically has bought out Epic Rap Battles of History, they still let them do their own thing.
Yeah.
They have
Disney
not
bought
smothered
them.
them.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
Disney owns them now?
Yeah, I didn't even know
I
that.
did not know that. I definitely did not know that. Also, just looked it up. Bunny has 27 subscribers. So if anybody sees this video and wants to go subscribe to somebody, go subscribe to Bunny. She's awesome.
That's right.
That's all.
Who else do I
I would
see?
say I watch a lot. I watch cartoons and Delirious in them a lot.
Oh,
I think they're hilarious.
Here's one I'll shout out who definitely doesn't need a shout out because he's fucking awesome and famous. Danny Mata. After I started making gaming videos, I stopped watching gaming videos, so I watch a lot more reaction stuff now. Danny Mata kicks ass. If anybody fucking knows who that is, nice. I don't expect any of you guys to. Alright, sorry to jump in like that. I think we're wrapping up here, though. We've been going about an hour.
Wait.
Okay.
Quick shout out. You're some of the best. Internet City, Shady Do-Rags, Papa Meat, Wendigoon, Mr. Gigi.
These motherfuckers do not need your shout out. We need their shout out.
Okay, and
I would love this shout out.
So you can put in
Dead Meat and his horror
thumbnail.
movie kill counts are goated.
Oh yeah, Dead Meat. Dead Meat kill count is fantastic.
Okay.
Found Flick, also good. Grown Up Gaming.
Okay, you know what? Let's also throw out like How to Beat. How to Beat is also great.
How to Basic. That's an
Basic,
old one.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know
love
that
him.
one.
Yeah.
Gray Still Plays.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
Game It Out. Two of my favorite game crashers right there. It's Gray Still Plays and Let's Game It Out.
Yeah, let's also throw out Captain Sauce.
Oh yeah.
Same
Oh,
vein.
yeah.
RDC World, if you guys
Again.
like skits, RDC World.
All right.
Nostalgia Critic. I've been watching him again.
Sweet. Okay. Okay. We could do this for like 2 more hours. We're gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed our side quest here. We're gonna get back to the main quest, and we hope you guys do the same. But for now, I will see you guys in the next one.
See you.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you for joining us, Cypher. Goodbye.
Always a pleasure.